You know you're in Australia because they still have telephone booths, probably to remind us about the Matrix having been shot here. Trinity, I need an exit. Damn, that was a good time at the gym, but I am roasted. Now, the thing is that gym is a wonderful, wonderful memory palace. Memory improvement exercises. Well, what a great topic. This is Anthony, by the way, from magneticmemorymethod.com, and I'm going to give you some memory improvement exercises. But you know, if you're interested in mental literacy and you want to improve your brain, you want to feel better, then definitely clickety-click that subscribe button down below. And there's some kind of little bell feature there, and if you click that, you'll get an email letting you know when there's new video content from the magneticmemorymethod.com universe. Now, before we get into these brain, mind, memory improvement exercises, check this out. This is the O building of the Faculty of Health here in Brisbane at QUT, the Kelvin Grove campus, where April and I have just landed. And that sucker is my first memory palace because it's the first place that we went to when we got here. And of course, the number one memory improvement exercise that you could ever possibly do is to create memory palaces. And why not, if you're going to create memory palaces, why not index them using the alphabet? And what's so cool about this campus, this is the same building, and they're indexed already by the alphabet. It's like they knew I was coming. So I don't know if you can see back there, but that is the O building, and it was the first one that we went in there. So, you know, it really helps your brain. It gives your brain kind of like a helper exercise if you have your memory palaces indexed already, organized, using an organizational tool called the alphabet that you've had in your mind since you were a kid. You know, I was a kid once upon a time, and we were babysat at a woman's place named Mrs. Lang. She had this really dark hallway, spooky hallway, the kind of hallway that, you know, leads down to the basement and never really seems to have a light, and they keep all their sacks of potatoes and stuff, and it was just a creepy hallway, very thin. And for whatever reason, they had in this hallway a blackboard, which is odd because you couldn't really see it because there was no light in the hallway. But on that blackboard was a built-in, or permanently transcribed, a fixed alphabet in cursive. So I knew how to draw the alphabet long before I wound up in preschool and elementary school, because they just sat me in that hallway in the dark, mean people, and just had me copying the material, and I learned how to do it, and it was amazing. And it's a great memory exercise. It's a great brain exercise to actually do cursive writing, to practice penmanship, and it's something that I've done for years, and it comes and goes. Sometimes I stop doing it and then I get back into it, and the clarity that it brings to your brain. And I'm not going to make some radical scientific claims, but I'm pretty sure that it also gives a boost to your memory. It's a great way of just giving overall sharpness and attentiveness to everything that you do. So practice your handwriting, your penmanship, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love what it does to you. But you can't just do it once and be like, oh, I don't feel anything, I give up. You gotta commit to it. Do it for 90 days and see what happens. And by penmanship, I'm not just talking about messing around with your dominant hand. I'm talking about learning how to write with both hands. And if you really want to push it, writing with both hands at the same time. So I've always had a little bit of advantage in this area because I'm not ambidextrous, I'm more like non-ambidextrous. So I can write very well in both hands, just depends on the context. So I tend to write on a chalkboard with my right hand a lot better than my left hand, but I write better on paper with my left hand than I do with my right hand, but I can do both in either situation. I used to freak students out when I was a professor back in the day, and I would just switch hands in the middle of sentences, which was kind of fun. But in any case, that is a great exercise that I'm just throwing in. It's not even part of the Memory Improvement Exercises podcast that I recently released over at magneticmemorymethod.com. Again, if you want to be notified of this stuff, make sure you ring-a-ling-ling-ling that bell below when you subscribe. Anyway, I'm going to the gym now. Little supplemental video for that podcast. The full podcast is loaded with stuff. There's a little secret on that podcast as well. So if you like secrets, you're definitely going to want to check it out because it's listener-only secrets, listener-only supplemental content. Oh man, the memory palaces here in Brisbane are unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to the gym right now, actually. And it's great because another memory improvement exercise that you can do is just remember the names of the people that you meet. So I went to this cafe and I turned it into a memory palace, talked to the guy, I said, hey, is this your cafe? Do you own it? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, what's your name? He said, his name is Lawrence. Lawrence. Well, how am I going to remember that? Easy. I see Morpheus from The Matrix, who is played by an actor named Lawrence Fishburne. They're having a little bit of a tisket and a tasket, something with a basket that I ain't going to mention, and I'll never forget that dude's name. In fact, no, I'll go to the gym first, then I will go back and say hi to Lawrence. And same thing, we're looking at apartments. So some guy named Nick showed us an apartment. Another person named Bianca showed us an apartment, which was really interesting because I would normally think of that name as Bianca, but of course she pronounced it Bianca, which may or may not be an Australian thing, but I got to add that detail and memorize it. Great memory exercise. Gay was another person who showed us an apartment. This guy named Eddie showed us this apartment right there, above the Mean Beans Cafe. And, it's like this is a memory improvement exercise you can do all day long, every day. Do not meet people without asking their names and memorizing their names. It's just foolish not to, because you've got noodles floating around in your brain, and you can get so much mental health out of those noodles by just keeping them simmering and warm and used and for just great purpose. Because I'm walking past this building, I might see the guy who showed us an apartment in there, I'd be, hey Nick, how you doing? And he's gonna feel really good, and I'm actually, in recalling his name, doing a memory improvement exercise. Keeps my brain sharp, keeps my brain moving, keeps my memory alive, and it keeps it in use. Just the same way as going to the gym. I'm really tired. We came here from Beijing after a month in hell, quite frankly, and I didn't even do any videos the whole time because I was just suffering so bad from the food and stuff. I went to the gym a couple times. I'm not going to piss all over it too much, but I just don't get along with the diet there. In any case, but I'm going to the gym to keep those muscles sharp, and that's another thing. Like, I went there before, memorized the dude's name, and in this case, it was a bit of a tricky name because he's from Belgium, and it's really interesting because the emphasis falls in a way that I might actually make a slight mistake because I used the wrong image. I used Kal-El from Superman, and that might make a mistake, but we'll see. I'll give you the honest report. Mistakes are just part of it, and so I'm going to end this video with that memory improvement exercise tip for you, which is just make mistakes. Who cares? Sometimes you slip up. If you watch memory improvement videos from other dudes, some of them, they're right open and honest about it, and good on them. But there are other people, they try to hide it, they try and make everything seem super perfect. This is Lawrence's cafe here. He's not around, but it's a great cafe. You got to check it out. It's so cool. It's right here on the corner of streets that I haven't memorized yet. So that's another great memory exercise. You can remember streets. Musk Avenue, no problem. And Musk is like a smell, and Blamey Street. So I have to, practice what I preach and actually memorize the names of these streets, which I'm going to be doing. But for right now, personally, I think knowing the names of people is top priority. But in any case, just make mistakes. It's no big deal. And if I go in there and I get the emphasis, I'm quite confident I remember his name. But if I go in there and I get the emphasis wrong, slightly off, I'm just going to say, you know what? I work on improving my memory all the time. I apologize, I made that mistake, but I'm going to get it right the next time. And I'll even tell him what I do, how that I did it, how that this guy character from the Superman universe was what I used instantly, but it wasn't quite the right fit because, you know, I'm not used to hearing names in that language from where he comes from. And yeah, so what? Big deal. I'm using my memory. I'm exercising it, even if it involves a mistake. And every memory expert in the world, all the memory champions, everybody, if they have two nuts rolling around in their head and are worth anything, they'll tell you the same. It happens. It happens. You make mistakes, but by not letting your mistakes trip you up, by always being relaxed, just accepting what happens, letting it go, being free and fun, and just using your memory, you can make no mistakes. You can never make a mistake. You just can't, because you're using your brain, you're using your mind, and that's what matters. That matters so much. You have no idea how much it matters until that you're in there and you're doing it and you're loving it and you're making your brain and your entire life magnetic. So, gym's just around the corner. It's the first time here in Brisbane for me. I think I'm going to do some pull-ups. I think I'm going to do, I don't know what else I'll do, maybe some squats, prisoner squats. I like prisoner squats. And I should probably lift something heavy. I'm just not sure yet what it's going to be. I mean, something heavier than me. Damn, that was a good time at the gym, but I am roasted. Now, the thing is that gym is a wonderful, wonderful memory palace, and it's just a simple bada bang, bada boom, bada bong. Now, okay, so that's memory exercise number one. Just make memory palaces out of places that you're in. But the other thing too, that's kind of cool, and I haven't done it, but it is a thing that you could do if you're a gym goer. And if you're not a gym goer, come on, get in there. It's good for your brain, good for your muscles, good for your body, good for your soul, good for, you know, ogling sexy people of whatever orientation and whatever suits your fancy. But the thing is you could also remember, if you wanted, within a gym, the location of all the machines, names of the machines, different specs, etc. You could use Major Method for all kinds of numbers and everything like that. And another memory exercise that you could do, which would be kind of fun, is you could actually watch other people and, using the Major Method, remember the reps that they were doing and just recall later in your mind what it is that you remembered that they were doing. The exercise, where it was in the gym, and how many numbers. Now, I didn't do this, but as I'm walking now home from the gym, I am thinking about all the people that I saw there, just bringing them to mind. 4 little details about each one of them, what they were doing, what kinds of exercises, what intensity they brought, just general characteristics about them. And it's great. It's so great. Just keeping my mind humming along as much as my body. So I love going to the gym. Perfect. So check that out. Give it a try. You're going to love it. Memory exercises. This is a whole blog post and podcast waiting to happen. Memory exercises at the gym. Stay tuned for that on magneticmemorymethod.com. Let me know what you think. Send me email. Like the buttons, you know, all that stuff. Keep the machines of love rolling. Thanks for watching. This has been Anthony Metivier from magneticmemorymethod.com. Subscribe to this channel. Head on over to magneticmemorymethod.com for the full memory improvement exercises videos down in the description below. Lots of linky links for you to enjoy. And until we speak again, keep yourself magnetic.